Here's a brief instructional video on the Bernina Artista 200 and the 730 to show you how to check how many hours you have on your machine and what firmware version has been installed on your machine. What you have to do is push in the clear button and turn the machine on. So hang on one moment here while I do that. I've switched the machine on. I'm holding in the clear button. Now, while the machine is booting up here, I want to remind you that this is a service screen for servicing Bernina dealers only. Please don't push any of the icons that you don't understand on the screen, because this could cause the machine to become out of adjustment. This is just to inform you on how to check your firmware version and how much memory you have on the board in your machine and how many hours you have on your machine. It takes about 60 to 80 seconds for the machine to go through the boot up process. During this time, you have to keep that button held in. The clear button must be held in. Now, this is what you will see here. This is the service program screen. The icon you want to touch is number 1 for the I for information. Okay, that brings you into the service info screen. You can check, it might show you what dealer, there's dealer information in there, might be in there. Exit the screen by pressing escape. And there might be customer information in there on you or possibly previous owner of the machine. And for it to say invalid is normal, that is the default name that's in there from the factory. Press escape. So we get into the V here. It's the second icon over, and it says V. You push on that one, and over in this area here, it's showing you this machine has already been updated. This has the one, what they call, it'll always start out with 01, but this has what they call the version 4.51 update, and then it says BSR because this machine has been updated with the BSR option. And it's showing 64 MB, which stands for 64 megabyte, and that shows that this machine has been updated to the latest version 4.51 firmware and has the optional 64 megabytes installed in it. And the extra megabytes, the extra memory, allows the machine to work better without lockups. Lockups are when the machine a lot of times runs out of memory. With the older 32 megabyte module, the machine would possibly lock up because the memory would become full. Then you have to turn the machine off and return it back on, and that clears out the memory. So that's your service info screen. Always leave the machine by pressing escape, because if you would accidentally make a change and you would push on OK, that would make the machine accept the change. So we didn't make any changes, and we just want to escape from this screen. And this, the third icon over, the middle one here along the top, this is your hours, a little clock symbol. Touch that. This is going to show you how many hours are on the machine. It shows power on time. That's when the machine is not necessarily working at all, that it's just sitting, just turned on. This shows you how many hours the machine was sitting in standby mode. The next shows your total time, which that includes both embroidery time and sewing time. So this machine has total time of only 29 hours on it. The sewing time on this machine is 9 hours, and the total time for embroidery on this machine is 20 hours. Now that we've checked that out, press escape. And that's all you really need to know. Any of the other icons I wouldn't mess with at this point unless you know what you're doing. So the best thing to do now is just to turn the machine off. And when you turn it back on again, it'll start back up in your normal mode. I hope this was helpful. Take care.